Hey everybody, Snake Doc here. I'm making a requested video. I had a request. Somebody wanted to see the internals of the Zigana with the slide off, which I can't believe I didn't show that in the video. But anyhow, so I'm going to try and look through this viewfinder and try and show you here. But you can see there, you can kind of see how there's the hammer, and you can see the hooks. So when the hooks come, that is on the full cock notch. And so this right here, this part sticking up right there, that's the sear. And that means this shiny pin right there, this top pin, that's your sear pin. And this roll pin underneath is just for a leg of a spring to hook onto. There, you can kind of see that. Come on, focus. There we go. So the bottom, you can see that spring leg hanging down, and it's hooked onto that. There we go. It's hooked onto that split roll pin. And then the sear pin is right above it, the chrome pin there. And that's what holds the sear in. This will be your hammer pin, small on this size, so it would come out, it would go out that way to the driver's side, if you will. And trigger spring, you can see the leg of it is hooked on the top right, and then there's a long leg that's going forward, and it hooks in front of that takedown lever. Let's see, you can see it right there. Let's see, the slide stop. Looks like I don't know, because I don't see behind the trigger bar. I just see, you can see the trigger pin right there. Boy, that light is really blinding. There, you can see the trigger pin. And then this is the takedown lever. The slide, oh, you can see it. There it is. So behind the trigger bar, you can see the like the opposite end of that knot. So I'm guessing, it's going to have to go that way. But it doesn't look like a Beretta thing where you have to do like that, that funny maneuver with it. Trigger bar looks just like on a Beretta, where it has kind of that weird shaped spring that sits down in a slot in the frame. So you would depress that, and then with tension off, you should be able to, yeah, that's going to be connected right. So you'd probably have to relieve the trigger spring or your trigger pin, and then the trigger return spring would probably have to have tension relieved from it. And then the hammer spring, we can see, I'm going to try and get that on for you. Let's see here. There it is. So there's the strut and the spring, and this roll pin holds it in. So I'm going to take that out right now. There's a cap here. I think it's polymer. Boy, I wish that would just stay in focus. There you go. So anyhow, we're going to put that on the block, and we'll take it out and take a look at what that hammer spring looks like, and we'll take a measurement on it. So let's see. Let's try. Let's see if we can do an 1/8. Man. We'll try it. It looks pretty tight. We're going to go with a 3/32 and just drive on the edge of it. Yeah, that's moving. So there we go. We can see it coming out there. So I'm just going to keep my, now I got that, I'm going to keep my thumb over that spring cap. Okay, there it is. So now the punch is holding that in, and you can see that the cap has started to protrude a little bit. So I'm going to push in on that cap, pull the punch out. So this is not angled or directional. And it's like a rubberized plastic. It's not metal. Yeah, it's has like a, feels like plasti dip. Let's see if the hammer spring just falls out. You don't have to pull it. And there it is. So let's take a measurement, and then you can do some searching online and see what like Beretta ones are and stuff like that. So this is exactly 2 inches long. So I'm going to hold it at from 4 to 6 here, and hopefully that'll show up. Come on, focus. But yeah, I don't know if it's not going to focus, but it's from the 4 line to the 6 line exactly. So an exactly 2-inch spring. The end is ground on both ends. So it's not, again, not directional. It's not rough. Doesn't feel like it's going to cut me or anything. So I don't have any other hammer springs nearby, so I can't really measure that to anything, but maybe like a P229 or a Cougar, Beretta or Stoeger Cougar. I know if you search around on some forums, they'll have just, search on your Google images, search hammer spring pick or hammer spring, and then sometimes people have like dimensions, or they'll have like a caliper on it in the picture, and then you can see what the full length of it is. Let's see, this doesn't have metric on it, so I can't give you millimeters, but you can do a conversion in Google for that. So I'm not gonna screw around with anything else on here. I'm just gonna make sure that I get that hammer spring over the hammer strut, and then I'll put that cap in and knock that pin back in, and hopefully you got all the images you needed to see. I think it's a very high quality pistol. There's no question about that. I just wish it shot a little bit more accurate. So again, like I say, more time behind the trigger, I'll be able to figure out where my point of aim needs to be. I think I showed you guys that I painted the sights green in the back and orange in the front, and so it gives you a nice sight picture, nice and bright. But I don't know, I really like how the gun feels in hand, and it was a pleasure to shoot it. The accuracy wasn't quite what I was looking for using my traditional sight picture hold. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully this answered any questions. And if you have anything, put them in the comments, and I have no problem making videos like this when people request it. So Thanks.